This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening. Counting is underway for the Legislative Council election tonight, with the divisions of Rumney, Murchison and Launceston all up for grabs. The Labor Party hoping for success to shake up state parliament, but independents in the north and south are also expected to poll strongly.
All smiles casting her vote at the community hall. Newcomer Sarah Lovell quietly confident that she has what it takes to unseat Rumney incumbent Tony Mulder.
I've grown up in the division of Rumney I've spent almost my whole life here, so I really understand the issues that people living in Rumney are facing.
But Mr Mulder, who classifies as independent but has Liberal ties, thinks he does too after 6 years in the role.
I think it'll be a very close contest. I remind myself that 6 years ago I only got 28% of the primary vote, and it was the preferences that did it. That was in a field of 6, and guess what? We've got 6 again today.
Steve Mabb also contesting for the seat, but political analysts say a Labor shake-up could be reality.
Polls suggest that Labor are at least enjoying some resurgence, and this is a chance to test it.
The seat of Launceston also up for grabs, with new independent Neroli Ellis a favourite to wrestle the votes away from incumbent independent Rosemary Armitage.
I think ultimately it's about the voters choosing, and certainly I've had a lot of support and a lot of people indicating they want some change.
Look, I just think you take it as it comes and you hope that the people realise you've worked hard for them for the last 6 years, and it's really up to the people.
People often vote for a different party or for minor groups in the upper house in the Senate, because they want the upper house to be an independent check on government.
Ruth Forrest also a good chance to keep her seat in Murchison. All results should be finalised by tomorrow afternoon. Louise Hedger, Southern Cross News.
Stormy weather held off long enough to make this year's AgFest one of the best attended in recent years. 60,000 people filing through the gates during the 3-day event, creating a windfall for the 750 exhibitors.
Look, we've struggled the last couple of years to get up to 60 with the weather, but this year is all fine. And this late bit of rain they're still coming in, which is great.
The event has a reputation for coinciding with cold and muddy weather. Right on cue, rain started coming down heavily after 2 p.m. Hobart's adopted AFL side, the Kangaroos, have stunned ladder leaders Adelaide at Blunston Arena. Despite a low crowd of just over 10,000 fans showing up, North Melbourne fans in attendance were thrilled to see their boys record an upset second straight win.
Kangaroos and Crows fans have bounded and flocked to Blunston Arena, both sides drawing an army of passionate supporters, the loyal fans turning up despite the threat of rain.
Go to Crows!
Woo!
I hope North win. Go North!
The round 7 fixture, a positive turnaround after a disappointing showing at the GWS game earlier in the season.
It's brilliant. You've got probably the best team in the competition in the Adelaide Crows at the moment, and their supporters travel well, so there'll be a few thousand of them coming down. It's a great event always at Blunston Arena.
Great. Last year I went to Queensland and Western Australia, and it's good to be able to come to Tassie.
Adelaide's been on too good of a run for so long, and it's about time they came down to earth, and we've got Wade back and a couple of other players, so I really think North's got a good show.
Hopefully we'll absolutely flog them.
Even faithful fans sometimes not confident of success.
Maybe the Kangaroos.
No, not the Kangaroo.
Talia Higgins, Southern Cross News.
North Melbourne produced a flawless first quarter to stun the previously unbeaten Adelaide Crows in Hobart. The Roos led 64-0 at the first change and never looked like losing. Jared Waite marking his return from injury with 6 goals.
Darren Lehman took a seat in the Adelaide coaching box, and North Melbourne put up a cricket score in one of the most lopsided first quarters in AFL history.
And Waite can turn around and make it 3 for the opening quarter. Can he? Yes!
The Kangaroos kicked 10-4-0. It's their 4th best ever opening quarter.
And it is a 10-goal opening term. We've still got time up our sleeve.
Adelaide clearly frustrated before Eddie Betts kicked his 500th early in the second, and he didn't have to wait long for goal 501.
That's dumb from Scotty Thompson, isn't it?
The Crows kicked 5 goals to 2, but still looked out for the count, 42 points down at half-time.
Trent Dumont in the corridor brings it around the corner. Wonderful
Adelaide gave a yelp in the third.
And they've got another one, Adelaide. They're coming.
But this was North Melbourne's afternoon.
Ben Brown lumbers through the big man. The soccer, how good is it?
Anything Brown could do, Waite did better.
Can he steer it home? A remarkable kick from the dead pocket.
He finished with 6, North Melbourne inflicting Adelaide's first loss of 2017.
We've talked all year about how bright the future looks, and hopefully our supporters got a good look at it today.
The TSL's game of the round has lived up to expectations, with Clarence likely to break Glenorchy's unbeaten streak. A short time ago, the Roos were 4 goals up late in the final quarter at KG5. Meanwhile, North Launceston has belted Burnie by 127 points.
Undefeated and again unchallenged, North Launceston slammed home 3 early goals in the first term. Burnie finally found a major in the second, Blair Rubok putting it through in the square. Shortly after, Rudy Barrett executed an excellent tackle to earn his opportunity, the vice-captain delivering from 50. But the painkiller was short and sweet. Big man Bart McCulloch was seldom troubled, helping himself to this major here. The Northern Bombers kept piling on more and more, waltzing through Burnie's backline under limited pressure. The home side eventually walking off winners, the margin more than 20 goals. A tight tussle early on at KG5, Aidan Grace put the Roos on the board, his unconventional kicking style still working wonders. At the other end of the ground, a strong chase gifted Glenorchy a goal. The Pies went into the main break with a slim 7-point buffer. After a low-scoring start in the second half, the floodgates slowly opened, both sides turning up the heat before the close finish sowing the seeds for a new rivalry this season. And earlier today, the Tassie Mariners have had a heartbreaking finish to their match against the Sydney Swans academy side. After leading for most of the day, the Mariners let the game slip right at the end to lose by 2 points. Tom Johnson, Southern Cross News.
Sheffield axeman Cody Steers has fallen short in the final of the first ever Australian Champions Trophy relay. After a slow start on the hot saw, Steers gained ground at the underhand chop. The 21-year-old hit the lead in the single buck before Queenslander Mitch Argent came home strongly to take the title with a 3.5-second margin.
Two young fellas, so there's going to be a bit of rivalry after this, I suppose.
Been competing against each other since probably under 12 boys and all the way up through the ranks, and now at the top.
Earlier, Winkley's Dale Beam soaring his way to victory in the state championship. The 50-year-old is now a likely contender for national selection.
Good evening. A cloudy day today with a rain band crossing the state ahead of an approaching cold front. It reached 19 degrees in Hobart, 18 in Launceston and 17 in both Burnie and Devonport. 20 degrees was the state's high at Flinders Island. It was 19 at St Helens and Friendly Beaches, 18 at Lowhead, Maria Island and Ooze, 14 at Strawn and 9 at Lyowini. Taking a look at the satellite images, we can see a frontal band moving eastwards over Tasmania. Cold air in the Bight is producing speckled low-level cloud, and severe tropical cyclone Debbie is sitting up near Vanuatu. On the close-up, low to mid-level clouds streaming over northern and western parts of the state, with isolated thunderstorms over the ocean to the west. To tomorrow now, the cold front is moving into the Tasman, and there's a high-pressure system developing in the Bight. Southwesterly winds reaching 30 to 40 knots in the east and south, swells up to 5 metres in the west. There's a gale warning for southwesterly winds between St Helens and Low Rocky Point, including all southeast inshore waters, and a strong wind warning for the remainder of the coast. We've also got a small craft wind alert for the Central Plateau and Southwest Lakes, and a warning to sheep graziers for southern and eastern parts of the state. Showers for Hobart tomorrow, a top of 11. Showers for Richmond and Ooze also. Launceston, a possible shower, 13 degrees. A shower or two for Devonport, 14. Deloraine, 12. Burnie, more showers, 14. Showers for Strawn and Curry also. St Helens, 13. A shower or two. Showers easing for Swansea, 12. Whitemark, 15. Taking a look ahead at Monday now, fine about the north with showers elsewhere, contracting to the south and east in the evening. Fine on Tuesday apart from some morning showers about the south and east. And Wednesday, morning fog with showers developing about the west and south through the afternoon, extending to central and eastern areas in the evening.
Around the country tomorrow, a sunny 29 for Perth, Brisbane 25 partly cloudy, 21 and sunny for Sydney, Adelaide 18 partly cloudy and a shower or two with a top of 15 for Melbourne. And now let's take a look at the current conditions around the state. That's all for today's weather. Rach, back to you.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Britt. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. Good night.